Hey guys, what's going on? Zawr here again, back on the Project 1999 Blue server, and starting Chapter 1 of Zawr's Adventures. So we're going to be logging into Zawr here, my level 1 magician, showing off currently what he's got, equipment-wise, stat-wise, and then talking about next steps in his adventure. So we're going to go ahead and log in here. The only thing I have done for this character specifically is literally haven't moved. So this is where you start when you create your character. I camped out, but I did get the UI set up. So I took about 10 minutes logged in and kind of played with my UI a little bit. For anyone that's familiar with me from over on Twitch, I never stick with one UI for too long. Here, let's move over here because that dock music's pretty loud there. But yeah, this is the UI I'm gonna try to go with. We'll see. Probably make tweaks to it here and there, but I think it's okay for now. In terms of the UI is pretty straightforward. This over here, I am using nparse to kind of keep track of my spells. So that's the only thing that I'm using other than just baseline UI. And as you can see, I haven't even started anything with this character. I haven't memmed any spells. I haven't even deleted the book yet. So go ahead and delete that. Kind of start getting set up. And then we'll go turn our newbie letter in and head to the newbie yard and see how we make out. I think we'll go... So typically, I don't start magicians over here too often. Typically what I would have done is started over near Freeport and immediately almost gone to North Row, where there's a lot of skeletons to be to be killed, and I would have just killed a ton of skeletons, either for the money or to go turn into the dwarves or one of the bone chip quests. But decided to start over on this side because one of the things I want to do with Zawr is make it over to Payneal. Well, I guess first to the Warrens, where I'll try to get some Payneal faction and I can get my Payneal key and actually start camping some of the guards over there for some cash farm stuff. So that's one reason I wanted to start with Zawr, even over Ratguts. Ratguts, again, will probably be my main character, my shaman, but kind of starting over here first. We're going to hit up Payneal and the Warrens after we spend some time over here in Qeynos. So we'll definitely spend some time over in the newbie yard, and then we're probably going to immediately go over to Blackburrow, start killing gnolls, getting some teeth. So we'll probably have a couple, at least one video of documenting that adventure over there in Blackburrow and getting some XP before making my way over to the Warrens. I'm not even sure, as an agnostic human magician, I'm not sure how I'm going to initially con to the heretics of Payneal. I'm sure I'll be KOS, but I don't know if I'll be full-blown sculling or just threatening. So we'll have to go over and check that out. But to start, let's make our way over to the Mage Guild. I opened this up and didn't even read it. Alright, summon forth the powers of the arcane. Seek out the mystic knowledge of the ancients. Give this scroll to Master Kinloch Flamepaw in the Hall of Sorcery, and submerge yourself in the ways of the magician. Alright, so we're going to come over here. We're going to meet with Master Kinloch. Oh, look at that. I think that's the first time I've ever seen an enchanter charming the bank guards there. I'm sure that happens all the time. I don't think of the Qeynos too often. So this is the magician, or not even the magician, the caster area over here in Qeynos, for anyone that's not familiar. So we're going to come in here, and these are our Grand Masters. Kinloch is the magician. One of these should be the wizard, and I assume one is enchanter. But we're going to give this to this guy. Get our nice newbie robe, our blue training robe, 2 AC, pretty twinked. And then we're going to hit it. We're going to get out there. So magicians don't get their pet until level 4, which I still feel like was a miss. I don't feel like they meant to do that. I feel like they just forgot to give us level 1 pets. But, ooh. There's a lot of action going on over here today. I mean, is he gonna get aggro from the lieutenant? Oh, cool. I see on aggro. I typically, when I do fight over in Qeynos, I will go hit up the bandit camps and get the sashes. Turning in those sashes give you a bronze weapon, so it's a great way to make money. But instead of hitting up, well, I haven't fully decided. I might go over there and camp some bandits, but I'm pretty sure, as of right now, I'm pretty confident I'm going to go to Blackborough, get some Noble Teeth, hit that quest up for a little bit, and instead of going to the bandits, I will probably go straight to the Warrens. One, the Warrens is a great zone. I love the Warrens. It's a great dungeon to level up in. But it also will give me that faction for Peniel, or the Heretic faction that I need to get my key. And again, I'm assuming that I'll probably go into that at least threatening. Like, I'm sure I'll be KOS. Let's see. Oh, there it goes. Right. New UI. So coming back from green and coming over to blue, not sure. The UI is just a little bit different, so I was trying to make sure my buffs were going to show. But yeah, this is what we're going to do for probably 3 to 4 levels. We'll just kind of sit in this newbie yard over in Qeynos, kill some things, and then we'll go hit up Blackborough. So a lot of this video will be me kind of also fixing my UI just a little bit. Because what I'll do is I will essentially copy this UI over for my other characters so that I don't have to do that anymore. And for anyone who's never copied UI files and has had to go through the process of rebuilding your UI every single time, I can help you out with that. So maybe I'll even record a video of how to copy those UI files. Not only the UI files, but things like your friend list. I'm sure some of you have alts just like me, and you don't want to lose that friends list, so you can actually copy over your friends list from character to character without having to recreate it. So maybe a future video will kind of showcase how to copy your UI as well as your friends list so that you never have to rebuild that again. And this may be a run right here. Let's go ahead and run this one. I've always loved this zone though. I love Qeynos. I've always been a huge fan of Blackborough as well. But the music here is just so good. I think one of the other series I actually plan to do, outside of just kind of showcasing the adventures of my characters, is some general videos like this where just kind of sit here and let the music play and just the atmosphere of different zones and areas of zones to reminisce about. It's always fun. So I might do some of that as well. One thing I do use, I mentioned nparse. I also use that guy. Oh, Fippy. I do use YOLO mouse. So YOLO mouse is something. Let's see, there's a good way to pull it up real quick. YOLO mouse essentially gives me the ability to change my mouse up. So I'll typically use this circle with the pink because it's just very in your face, and it's easier for me to find my mouse that way. So YOLO mouse is, I believe it's still free. You can do like a trial version, but it's kind of annoying, that trial version. You can spend like, I think it was like $3 to buy YOLO mouse. I think they actually sell it on Steam as well. So I picked that up just because my poor eyes I can't see I lose the mouse so much without this. So you may see it pink like this, or sometimes I may forget to turn it on, and you'll see me frantically trying to find my mouse. But that's all that is. That's YOLO mouse. And again, nparse, all nparse does is essentially it's an overlay that'll keep track of your spell timer. So most folks are very familiar with Gina, which does something very similar. It can give you like audio cues. I don't use Gina, so I'm a little ignorant on everything it does, but I know it can do things like give you audio cues for when buffs fall off, or when someone sends you a group invite, you can have like an audio trigger that'll fire and say, "Oh man, I got a group invite." I'll probably eventually also play with Gina and install it. Let's go ahead and run this one back. Just haven't spent a whole lot of time with it. nparse is super simple. You basically download it, and there's nothing to really set up. I mean, there's some general options in terms of you can manipulate the transparency a little bit and change the sizes of things, but for the most part I installed it, just put it where I wanted it, and I just leave it there. And the cool thing about this is I think I should help with things like my pet buff. So when playing a magician, you buff your pet, or you never really know when that buff expires. Well, this will show you. This will tell you. Gina does the same thing. Again, you can do that with like audio cues. And for all I know, Gina may be better. I don't know which one is more powerful, but this was so easy to kind of install and set up. I was like, it was a no-brainer just to get it in there. But man, so look, Project 1999 Blue server. I mean, Blue has been out. I mean, I've been playing on Blue for, I don't know. I'm sure maybe someone in the comments can tell me. Was Blue like at least 10 years old? And you come into this zone, and there's 7 people in this zone right now leveling up, having fun, right? Like, it's amazing. There was more people in this zone right now than there was on Green, and Green being a newer server. I love Green. I'm not saying I like any one server more than the other. Green has an amazing community, and I have a lot of good friends on Green as well. I just thought it was pretty crazy to come to Blue, which is it's an older server, and see all these people kind of running around. It's pretty awesome. One reason I did come back to Blue though as well is from my experience, it's maybe a little more chill in terms of the raid scene. How true that really is, I don't know. I've only really seriously raided on Green. I'm not really casting my spells because I'm too busy talking. But I did a lot of raiding on Green, on my cleric. I've never done any raiding on Blue, so but I've been told that the Blue raid scene's maybe a little more chill. Maybe someone can tell me if that's actually true or not. But yeah, I think this is basically what we're going to be doing for about 4 levels. So, again, you saw I didn't come over with any equipment. It started off brand new, level 1. We'll probably sit here for 3 or 4 levels, see if we can get that pet, and then we'll probably start heading over to Blackburrow. And Blackburrow will probably be when I kind of start the next video, the next journey of Zawr here. I guess I'll start with killing the gnolls outside of Blackburrow. So that'll, instead of going into Blackburrow and that being my kind of chapter 2, it'll probably be over in the hills, killing outside of Blackburrow right out the gate. That'll probably be closer to level 4 or 5, if I had to guess. So look for that probably really soon. The first 3 or 4 levels are typically pretty quick, so probably expect Black Burrow content to come really soon. And Black Burrow is one of those zones. I've always been surprised, at least on green, it's never really populated. I don't know if people don't like Black Burrow, or maybe it's. Well, I guess I do know the reason. Qeynos, just in general, is pretty far out here, right? Like, unless you're rolling something that spawns here in, you know, Qeynos or in Surefall, you're just not really coming out this way. And you're especially not traveling out to Black Burrow if you didn't start over this way. So I get why it's usually dead, but it's also probably one of the best quests early level in the game in terms of XP. I would think, like, turning in the Knoll Teeth over in, where is it, Hallis, to the Warrior Guild, the Barbarian Warrior Guild. You have to turn in 3 things at a time, and the XP is just ridiculous. I would argue that it's better XP than the Skeleton Bone, but it's much easier to get the bone. So probably XP wise, it probably does even out, because you just get so many. You can farm bones so much easier, and kind of turn them in a lot quicker for more XP. But in terms of chunks of XP, it's the Knoll things are great. It's just not a lot of people starting characters out this way typically. Now I think on blue, at least, I believe the Surefall Druid Ring is active. Like on green, I don't think it's even active yet. I don't think the Druid Ring becomes active in Surefall until later into Velius, if I'm not mistaken. So it's probably easier to kind of start those journeys now than at least on blue. So but I think what we'll do is we're going to try to get level 2, at least in this video, and then we'll pause it and start back up once I can level up and make it over to Black Burrow. I guess he charmed that dude. That's pretty cool. And there's some other cool places I would actually like to go on Zawr. The farm over in man, I'm brain farting on the name, but it's the farm right outside of Qeynos, Qeynos Hills, Karana, over in what is that West Karana, I think it is. Where the bandits are. So killing bandits, killing that farm, the scarecrow at the farm, like those are all really fun camps. But I think, like I said, right after we're done doing some Black Burrow Teeth, that quest, get a little bit of faction there, we're probably gonna go on an adventure, get on the boat, go over to Iridan, and make our way over to the Warrens. So that'll be some really fun content, I think, over at the Warrens as well. That's another zone a lot of folks don't make it to all that often, but I think it's one of the best dungeons in the game, at least in this level range. I think it's such a good newbie dungeon. It's really well made. Lots of cool name camps, lots of cool gear that you can get. A great quest. Now the molars that drop from the kobolds are great, great. I don't know if they're great XP, but when you turn them in, you can get bronze weapons. Now the problem is I'm focused on faction, and Zawr, you know, of course he's an agnostic human, but he's going to be more of a lawful good. So I don't want to go turn those molar in to the evil, to the heretics, because that'll ruin my Iridite faction. But I also don't want to go turn them into the Iridan, to the good quest giver, because that'll lower my heretic faction. So depending on who you turn the molars into, it'll lower the faction with the other group. So unfortunately, I think I'll be losing out on all the molar bronze weapons that I could get from those turn-ins, just because I don't want to wreck my faction. The only thing I may try, I might look up how much faction you lose per turn-in. There may be an opportunity to turn in the Maulers to the evil and kind of raise the good faction just later, but it really depends on how much it kind of wrecks my faction. I don't want to have to spend a lot of time getting my good faction back up just because I was turning in Maulers. So this guy just held me. But oh wow, I just noticed I hit level 2. I didn't even realize it. So awesome. Awesome. Went by quick. So yeah, so I think that's what we're gonna do right now, right? So just hit level 2. We're probably just gonna hang out in this yard for another 2 to 3 levels. Probably hit 4 here, and then we're going to go get our spells, get our pet, and head over to Black Burl, knock that out, get some teeth, turn those in, and then we're going to make an adventure over to the Warren. So for now, I think we're going to go ahead and sign off. Going to spend kind of off camera getting Zawr up to level 4, and then I will be back with an update hopefully really soon. So appreciate everyone checking me out, and we'll look for Zawr in that next video here really soon. Thanks, guys.